Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix and today is Friday, September 24th, 2021. It is a beautiful, sunny, crisp, cool day outside. So let's stay indoors and talk about some giant robots. What do you say? Let us get into it with our first news, being a rumor, possible breakdown of upcoming store exclusive for Transformers. All right, so grain of salt with this one. Upcoming Generations Legacy Studio Series and Generations Select figures for 2022. And darn it. Well, we're going to spoil it. Oh, wait. Did we talk about this already? Yes, I think we have already talked about this. Never mind. Let's talk about MP32 Optimus Primal reissue announcement. All right. Primal's getting reissue. Hey, did you know a Beast Wars movie is coming? Yeah. So, sponsor links on TFW. I'm going to have a sponsor link down to the Big Bad Toy Store down in the comments, so you can head down there. Figures retailing for 140 USD, and he's going to ship in 2022. Cool. I'm glad. I'm glad more people are going to be able to get a hold of this, and it appears that it's going to be the release of Optimus Primal that is much more show accurate than the first release. So if you remember, there was an initial release of Optimus Primal, then there was a second release that was more show accurate somehow. I believe that is the one that is getting released here. Good. I'm glad. It's a good figure, and it's something I've never reviewed, is it? I should fix that. All right, KFC Toys is releasing King Gorilla and King Zilla in new colors. So these are KFC Apeface and Snapdragon. And I'm going to tell you right now, they look great, but both of these figures are problematic. The King Zilla figure is the better of the two from what I have played with. I own the King Gorilla figure, and it's not great. It's got some real issues, especially in all the modes. It does not stay together well at all, and his poor backpack does not stay pegged in at all in robot mode, and he's super top heavy too. Oh, and his joints are floppy. So I can't recommend him. Again, I've never reviewed him because I just didn't like him. I didn't like him at all, and so if I really don't like a figure, I tend to not review it because I just don't have anything positive or fun to say about them. And reporting on more stolen toys, Prime vs. Prime has a video and pictures up of reissue Scorponok. This is a figure that I only saw in stores once, and I didn't buy it. Instead, I passed on it and picked up Inferno as opposed to this. And I kind of wish I picked this up. I've never gotten this figure, and I've never held it in my hand. If this guy gets released, or a general release, I'm going to pick it up because I've never futzed with the toy. And the toy is, I've heard not great things about it, but at the same point, I still want to make my own decision about it. I'm going to pick it up if it comes out, or if I can ever get a hold of it. Next up, Transformers Masterpiece MP52 plus Thundercracker. We've already talked about Thundercracker before on this channel, but we've got some really good images this time. I wish they had different faces for Thundercracker as opposed to just reissues of Starscream, but I really like the powder blue of this Thundercracker. I really like the look of it. I wasn't sold on Starscream for some reason. I'm just not a fan of the mold for Starscream, but I might pick this thing up just for Thundercracker. Now, where's Skywarp? Let's get a Skywarp in here, because I know Thu is going to want a Skywarp, but I'm glad there's a Thundercracker coming out. I'm sure we'll get a Skywarp early next year. Finally, Dr. Wu Energy Dragon is an SD Trypticon prototype, and coming off the heels of 52 Toys, it comes in a cube. I love this. I mean, it's the freaking same box changer as the 52 Toys cube bots. I love this. I'm gonna get this if it sees the light of day. That city mode looks great. That battle station mode is different. Huh. It's cool, but it's definitely different. Oh, I wonder if the little... No, this little thing isn't going to transform. There's no way at this size class. or scale it's going to transform. So if they're doing Trypticon, I wonder if they're going to try and do Scorponok or Metroplex or Fort Max. That would be cool. Okay, so the Dr. Wu Weibo account is where this is from. I'm obviously seeing it on TFW 2005. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick this one up. Lastly, thanks to Rise of the Beast director Stephen Capel Jr., we have the image of, or a new picture on Instagram of a combination Maximal and Autobot symbol, and I love it. It just said, "We're coming," and it's got the little emoji of triumph emoji, and I would die laughing if that's actually the Terrorcon's faction symbol is the triumph emoji. That would be amazing. I would absolutely love that. So I've actually, or somebody on Twitter, oh, I can't remember who it was, cleaned this up and got us a high-res version, and that's now my wallpaper on my phone. So I will try to find that and put that down in the comments, because I think this is legit a great picture, and I'm surprised no one ever thought to superimpose the Maximal symbol over the Autobot symbol. I wonder what the Decepticon symbol overlaid on the Predacon symbol would look like. I'm sure somebody will do it. Okay, looking at a couple of other sites, Cybertroncom has a better breakdown of that news that I started the video out with. And that is, what are the other vintage figures that are coming in 2022. So we're looking at vintage Pterosaur, vintage Tarantulas, vintage Cybershark, and vintage K9. I've never owned Pterosaur, so I might get that. It's not that great of a figure from what I remember. K9, I actually own a version of that. I think it's Wolf Fang that I own. It's essentially the same figure. Funny thing, I was not aware that Tigatron was actually supposed to be Wolf Fang, not Tigatron. But because of the limited budget that Mainframe had, they just upscaled Cheetor's design into a new character. Cybershark, I'm less happy about that, but what are you gonna do? Tarantulas, yes please. Yes please, I would like that. Very much so. Okay, folks, just before we end, I took a look at Twitter, and this came across from Ian_Reed, and oh my god, it's actually happening. Those crazy buggers are actually going to make it. For those of you that don't know, Fans Toys announced at, oh god, what was it? It was TFCon Reston, the last one. Was that 2019? 2018, 2019, that they're making a Fort Max, and it's going to be absolutely massive. I think it was something going to be like something like 4 feet tall. They're actually making at least the head. So that's something. They're calling it Hannibal. This is obviously a prototype. Oh man. Oh man. They did state that it was going to come in 3 components, A, B, and C. So if this is the beginning, I think Hasbro Unicron is going to have some competition. The head is, oh yeah, 4 feet. Just about 4 feet. Combiner's height is 3.94 feet tall, sold separately. Holy moly. That's too much, man. That's too much. My wife will kill me. All right, this is ridiculous. I keep finding more pictures of this thing. This is over at Not on Twitter. I just, Jesus Crikeys. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this base is actually a nod to the Headmaster series, the Japanese Headmaster series. This is what Fortress uses to A, control Maximus when he transforms into head mode, and B, what he pulls the Master Sword out of. I think it's called the Master Sword. Yeah. This is the exact. Yep. Yup. I'm gonna buy this just because I'm stupid and crazy. And before we end for the week, I wanted to say thank you to @JD1127. He pointed out that the PR in the news that I talked about on Wednesday of the potential leaks, we had Galvatron PR. That doesn't stand for Prime. That stands for package refresh. So that means we're going to get the same figures, just in new boxes. So thank you, dude, otherwise known as Steel Sonic 1127. Thanks for that correction. All right, folks, that's it for this week. And today, being September 24th, 2021, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of all this news down in the comments, and I'll catch you all next week. Have a good weekend.